All right, we got Square on the player 1 side, Mcboi on the player 2 side. This will be an interesting match of space control. Trade in the corner. Demitri doing some decent damage. Oh, getting in with the EX drill kick, confirming it into more damage. Fish has got a lot of white life, but yeah, okay, Demitri converting it into not so white life.
All right.
Oh, gets the first pad.
All right. What's up, everyone?
On commentary now.
Yep. It's
How's it
2BA.
going?
2BA joining on commentary. I just got off of Smash Top 23 or 32. So
Nice.
that was pretty long, but honestly, I like to take this as a little bit of a refresher, just like getting to commentate some more like traditional FGCs. But Dark Saga or like Vampire Savior is a really interesting game. I'm not gonna lie. Like with the health system and how it regens health so fast is really interesting.
Yeah, white life is a pretty big part of the game, and being able to play defense effectively or turn to offense to reclaim some of your white life. It's a pretty good part of the game.
Okay.
All right, so Fish takes the first round. Mcboi up 1-0 on Square.
All right.
Here in the losers finals.
So I know like a decent. I like to say I know a decent amount of this game, but at least like how different characters play and whatnot, and how much this game benefits from a rush down play style.
Yeah, pressure can be pretty relentless if you don't know how to effectively push block and when to push block.
Push blocking is so weird in this game. You say?
It's definitely a system that takes a little bit of getting used to, and then once you get used to it, the good players will structure their pressure so that attempts at push blocking will be punished.
Because the interesting thing about push block isn't like every button you press just like a small chance of even.
After the third button, then yeah, you start getting chances up until like the 6th button, I think, is guaranteed. So typically, depending on the situation, what a lot of people do, they'll piano from the lighter buttons, which push you not as far away. The heavier the button you get when you proc the push, the further away the person goes, as Square takes a game, even in the setup 1-1.
Interesting.
So people start with the lighter buttons and then kind of go to the heavier buttons, so that the higher the probability, the heavier the button, the further away people get pushed. Now, I say that, but some characters in some situations, some players, prefer to keep you a little closer when they push block you, so I've seen other strategies for kind of feathering across the top and then going down. Different people approach it in different ways.
Okay, that's actually really interesting. Yeah, like this is one of the most like unique push block mechanics I've ever seen in fight. It's also like one of the first fighting games to have a push block,
yeah,
right?
I'm not sure if there's any before it. It's definitely early in that. This game did a lot for mechanics that we see in a lot of other games.
Yeah, it really is just like a trendsetter for like a lot of mechanics, but like nobody really knows this game too well. So it's kind of like a hidden gem because of that. But despite
there's
that,
certainly scenes very active. Actually, in our region, the Cincinnati scene is very active. Vampire Arcadia.
That's true.
Big shout out to them for keeping the game in the front of our consciousness all the time. There's players from that scene that win most of the big national tournaments these days, but there's a big scene in New York as well. Chicago has some pretty strong players.
okay.
Shout out to all the Vampire homies.
Wow, going back to the game though, looks like this Mcboi taking game 3.
Yeah,
Wow.
big sweep on that one.
So I was looking earlier. Square faced off Justin in winners finals. Did Mcboi ever face Justin, or?
Let me look at the bracket again. I'm so tired right now. My brain is just not functioning. No,
No, I did it. That's fine.
Mcboi got sent to losers by Square. Actually, this is a run back.
Oh, so
This is a run back. Remember earlier on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is like a run back on these players. But I
These
was wondering-
players, yeah. And Mcboi never played Justin. No, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that dash can be so tricky, but I'm sure.
It's
good
practically a
option.
teleport, right?
I mean, he disappears from the screen. I don't know, honestly, if he's completely invulnerable during that.
Man.
Yeah, I see K-Jock in the chat. What up, K-Jock? He could tell you a
Square-
lot more of the technical details than I can.
Square is having like trying to find some ways to get in on Mcboi here, but
Yeah, Square does a pretty good job of spacing. I lost to Square earlier, and Demitri is a really frustrating character to play against, in my personal opinion. Fish throwing out the bubble just as a pressure, just a presence on the screen, like, you got to deal with this, and I'm going to run up and try and do something. Nice bait and block. Chicken blocking is another thing that Vampire Savior is really one of the earlier games. Nice EX drill kick.
this is a good
Confirm.
whiff punish.
Keeping him in the corner, a little too close on his spacing, so Fish hopped out.
It's actually a pretty even matchup now. Of course, oh, but Square's getting
Square's
so
got
low
a
in health.
lot. Oh, excuse me. We've got the
Yeah, this names are
names
switched.
switched.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. So Fish has got a lot of resources to work with.
And Fish is also like a really defensive player. Can just like easily
Yeah.
zone this out, right?
His zoning tools aren't amazing. He's got full screen super that if you go in for a really slow button, but his projectiles are pretty limited in their range. You can't really full screen projectile somebody out with Fish.
Okay.
All right.